To reflect on one more thing is I like this. And this is the lower, so negative, anger, whatever. So this side we'll say is desire. We'll say this side is some sort of ego thing. And then this one is climbing up into the universe and going higher and higher and higher. As you do that, you're pulling people up. Sometimes you get to a certain point that gets very, very challenging. That can send you over here or send you over there. Then you get angry at yourself and everything. Then you go down here and you're mad. It takes quite a while to come back into yourself again, to see yourself as I or God or me or beautiful or whatever. Once you do that, you pull everything back into the center and then you focus and you go back up. But can you try to keep going back up and try to hold that to see if more and more and more and more and more people will do that? And this is a real reality. And I was thinking maybe getting a big piece of paper and using a lot of different colors and writing different things in different ways. And each little line has something along it on this side or that side and this side when you're going up and when you go down. So if you drop down in these lower levels and you keep going down, then you're pushing yourself out farther and you're bringing this more down or down or down or less. So what you want to do is push this up more and more and more as you get rid of more and more and more of this, because the more you bring it up here, the more higher you're going to go here, the less you're going to go out here. And eventually you're going to get to some point where all of these three are going to come into the center. Then you're just going to be in this. Not sure if that makes sense to people, but
Yeah. And I think my question for you is like, what is that pull? Like, where does that pull come from to desire? Like, I mean, it's not like a earthly desire, let's say, but it's more of a desire to go higher into the universe. Like, what is that?
it's about knowledge, because when you have knowledge, there's no more fear. And when you're born, you've already pre-programmed a lot of things. And this is where people, they distort things. It's like some people, they believe they gotta manifest a certain kind of guy or a certain thing because everybody in the world goes, ooh, you got it, right? You got the candy, you did it, you showed everybody. But every time you attract this person, it just goes really bad. It goes sour, you fight and things go on. You end the relationship and then you run off and you find the next individual, you bring him in, and now for a little while, it's like, ooh, you're in the garden of roses and everything is beautiful. And then all of a sudden it crashes and you're right back into this warring and fighting and there's no real happiness. That's a distorted reality. You're creating and manifesting something that doesn't belong to you. And people will do that. It's like, I like telling this one story. When I was about 13 and I was going to school, and it was this redheaded girl, when you're teenagers and you first kiss and all these, you're just being kids and you're starting to get hormonal, and you're always looking around, hormones are going, you don't know how to control your mind, and it pulls you everywhere. So there's this young redheaded girl and she wanted to go out with me. So I thought, hey, why not? I mean, I ain't going with nobody, I can hold her hand, maybe go to movies, hang out. So we're doing this, just getting along. And she tells her parents about me. And then one day she says, come over to my house on Saturday. I want you to meet my parents. I'm like, okay, this sounds a little too much here, I'm just a little kid here. So
Stepping it up.
I haven't even grown my mustache. There's like 3 hairs coming out here, and I'm not sure if I'm going to have a mustache or not. And so I go over to her place, and I'm sitting there, and parents are both grinning at me. And I'm like, okay, there's something wrong with me. It's like, are going to stick me in the oven like the Wicked Witch and cook me into a gingerbread cookie or what? And I'm a native. These are people from out south. I mean, they came in with the Navy and they're going to leave, and they come and go. So she's sitting there and she says, in the future, we're going to have black kids. I'm like, whoa, like, where's this coming from? Like, why are we going to have black kids? I don't understand this. And she's all excited. She runs in the bedroom. She grabs this big old photo album and she plops it down in front of me really seriously. And she flips this pages open, and there's a picture of this old guy and this old woman. They're African American. And she says, these are my mom's grandparents. I'm like, are you guys pulling my leg? Like, is there something missing here? Because you're a redhead, you got freckles, you're whiter than snow. They don't look African American. There's no curly hair. There's no any features. I'm like, are you guys messing with me here? And she's really serious. We're gonna have black kids, and I'm like, oh, I don't even know what I'm gonna do tomorrow. I'm gonna change my clothes. I'm gonna go hang out with my cousin. It's like I'm gonna have black kids. Like, what's going on here? So she got this whole thing going, and I'm still trying. So I'm trying to dial this reality, right? And I'm getting a little bit scared. So after it's done, she stays home, I go off, and my mind is spinning. I don't know what's going on. And I'm like, ooh, this girl's a little scary, right? And she's got that fiery, redheaded kind of girl of way she's being. And then she turns on me because I'm not in agreement with her. It's like, you know, I got a long ways of life yet. So she really turns on me, and then she starts telling people things. So people want to beat me up, and all kinds of things are going crazy. And I'm like, why? All of a sudden my life's turning upside down and everything like that. So I'm like, I swore off redheads. I'm like, whatever, God, for the rest of my life, you keep redheads like 1 mile away from me. Never, ever will I have a redhead in my goddamn life. Like, you do not burn my ass like that ever again. So every time if I went to a party and that, if there was a redheaded girl I saw, I walked in the door and I went, whoop, and I turned around and I went the other way. I would not get around any redheaded girls in any way. And then I was at the sweat lodge, and I don't know, how was it? Don't know, when Don Green came back from Peru, and he told me, he says, there was this girl there, she was redhead. All I know is I had to keep telling her, it's like, come to Ed's, and you got to come to Ed's, and you got to meet my friend Joe. He's a medicine man. You got to, you know. And over and over and over, he told me this for like 2-3 months. And he says, yeah, send her a message to come and visit. I just know I have to do this. And I'm like, a redhead? No, I don't want any. I'm like, God, you're dialing in wrong again. Wrong message, wrong number. Like, slow down here. Keep redheads out of my life. Well, she showed up and we became friends, and now we've been together for 11 years. So something was already dialed in there. And maybe this girl set it up in a way so I wouldn't meet a different redhead and get married and have children and go on a different journey. So sometimes these things are dialed in, and they're dialed in a specific way. So at the right time, you're going to wake up and you're going to see somebody and you're going to go, whoa, and you're going to become friends. And you want a friend, you want somebody that's going to be with you, changing, growing, falling in love, changing their beliefs and their desires until it's just like, whether you want to be cake or muffins, or you want to be chocolate or vanilla or whatever, it just blends and you're bloody happy with it all. And like I said, I swore off redheads at that time, and I've been with this person in my life, and it wasn't something I was creating. I was avoiding. I was, no, sorry, this is not going to happen.